Everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dive into one of the most overlooked parts of interior car detailing, cleaning out your all-weather floor mats. I'm a huge fan of all-weather floor mats because these mats do the heavy lifting of protecting your vehicle's interior from dirt, mud, snow, and everything in between. So much better than carpet, but they can get pretty grimy over time. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you could do a step-by-step process to bring these mats back to life. That's what I love about them. You can easily bring them back to life so they not only look great, but last longer. So we'll cover everything from prepping, cleaning, finishing them off with the professional dressing to keep them looking fresh, but not slippery. So stick around. By the end of the video, you'll know exactly how to tackle this important part of your detailing routine. So first things first, let's actually remove the mats from the vehicle. Make sure you get rid of any loose dirt, debris by giving them a good shake. You can pressure wash them off here. I prefer not to do that because I want the cleaner to soak in as good as possible. You could also vacuum them if you want to get the larger particles up. But this initial step, obviously, cleaning and detailing is about working in layers. So this initial step makes the cleaning process much more effective because we can let the cleaner do the heavy lifting for us, not us. So either vacuuming or doing a quick pressure wash or just shaking them out, hitting them on something helps eliminate the surface debris that would otherwise turn into mud. This is what happens a lot of times. So this really is an essential step to avoid a bigger mess down the road. We are working in layers, but we don't want to add more work. We're trying to work down the line. So once the mats are free of loose dirt, it's time to give them a pre-soak. So if you do pressure wash the heavy stuff off, I do recommend kind of letting them dry out thoroughly so you don't dilute your pre-soak. Just like on the interior of a car with carpets or the exterior of a car, when you're cleaning it, a pre-soak can be really, really beneficial. So I'm using my go-to product, the Super Soaper, and I do this because I already have my foam cannon preloaded 4-to-1 to wash the car. So I'm kind of doing double duty at this time. I'm getting ready to wash the exterior of the car. I can foam the all-weather mats and let them sit and dwell while I foam the car. So I'm kind of doing double duty. So the Super Soaper is perfect for loosening up the stubborn dirt embedded in the texture of the mats. And so apply a generous layer of foam over the mats and let it dwell. Again, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just don't let it dry, but you can let it dwell for quite a long time. So the pre-soak phase is crucial, again, because it allows the soap to break down the oil, the grime, the deep-seated contaminants, the sucker that's been stuck on there for a few months, without needing to aggressively scrub right off the bat. So you don't want to rush the process. Letting the product do the heavy lifting will honestly save you a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised. So after letting the Super Soaper dwell, it's time to get to work with some brushes. I recommend a medium to stiff bristle brush. These all-weather mats are designed to take quite a beating, so you could actually use a drill brush if you wanted to, but these mats in particular weren't that bad, so I could just do it by hand. For most all-weather mats, stiff bristles are going to work the best to really get in the grooves and the texture of the surfaces. A light brush really isn't going to do anything for it, and it's just going to make way more work for you. So, don't be shy to use a little bit more of an aggressive brush. I know we're not used to saying that as much in the detailing space, but because these mats are rubber, they could take quite a beating. So I like to focus on scrubbing in circular motion, paying close attention to the areas where dirt typically gets embedded, like the ridges and the grooves. Dirt hides in there and piles up. If your mats are particularly dirty, don't hesitate to reapply the Super Soaper and give it another scrub. So if you, again, working in layers, if you need to, you can, do it multiple times. You can repeat the same process multiple times. And you'll notice how the dirt is coming off with each scrub. It starts to get black and dirty, and that's thanks to the pre-soak. So always scrub in the sections to make sure you cover every inch of the mat, right to left, top to bottom, whatever, making sure. And you could also check your work. You could pressure wash it off or use a garden hose to rinse it off, let it dry, see how you did, right? So once you've scrubbed the mats thoroughly, it's time to rinse. A pressure washer works best, but again, a garden hose would be just as fine. Well, here too. But the pressure washer, I think, is the best because it has the force to push out any remaining, deep grime that may be in the grooves. Sometimes, depending upon the weather mats, the grooves can be deeper and kind of more challenging. But if you don't have a pressure washer, don't worry. A garden hose will work too. Just make sure to rinse from the different angle to get all that dirt out. And don't forget about the backside of them. Sometimes the soap will kind of seep over to the backside. So, and just make sure to run until the water runs clear. That means there's no more soap or dirt left over, and any leftover soap can and may leave a residue, but you really don't have to worry about that if you rinse it off really thoroughly. And again, don't forget about the backside. And then I like to put them in a separate pile. So now that the mats are clean, you need to dry them before moving on to the dressing. You can use the Ryobi blower. I'll make sure to link it below. That's why I like this blower. So not only does this speed up the process, but it also helps get all the water out from the deep grooves that it might like to pool. So if you don't have a blower, you can let the mats air dry in the sun. You could use a microfiber towel to absorb the excess water. Normally what I'll do is, because I'm doing this in the wash stage, or kind of usually the first process, and I have a lot more work to do on the car, I will blow them out, kind of put them in a separate pile, and then let them finish air drying. And I like to give them plenty of time to air dry. That way you don't have any pooling water, like I said, and then putting that back into the car. So I like to give it enough time to dry. Sometimes I'll even shake them out and kind of check to make sure they're all the way dry before I move on to the next step. And with the mats completely dry, it's time for the finishing touches, the last step. So applying a dressing. I'm using Jimbo's All Dressed Up, which leaves a nice matte finish. This is pre-diluted at 4-1. You can go all the way up to 10-1. This is perfect for all-weather mats. It also adds a layer of protection, helping repel the dirt and water, which will make future cleanings easier. So definitely during winter time, this is something where I am using the dressing as a layer of protection and to make the mats look good without making them slippery. So if you do use All Dressed Up straight up, so you don't dilute it, it will make them a little bit slippery. So make sure that you do apply the dressing and then hit it with a dry microfiber towel when you're done to make sure that they're not slippery. So they will retain the nice new look, but not be slippery. So using a microfiber towel, you can apply a thin layer, even coated the dressing. What I like to do is I like to just spray it on the whole mat. You don't need to go real heavy here. A little goes a long way, especially with All Dressed Up. But make sure you cover the entire mat and then use a clean microfiber towel to wipe off any excess. So the goal here is to give the mats a clean, protected look without making them slippery. So I apply an even coverage to the whole entire mat. Sometimes I will actually let the dressing rather kind of soak into the mat, and then I will go back and level it with a clean, dry microfiber towel. So as you can see, the mats have a fresh, factory-like finish. I don't want any greasy shine here. I just want a clean, matte look that will help you keep your interior looking really sharp. So it is one of the most noticeable areas of the interior. People will notice it right away if your mats are looking gross and grimy. So now that the mats are clean, dried, and dressed, the final touches of the detail is to put them back into the car, and you'll immediately notice how much better they look. They're protected against future dirt and grime thanks to the dressing that we applied. Like I said, during the wintertime, that is a crucial step, and you will notice just how much time it saves you in the future. So there you have it. That is the complete process for cleaning and protecting your all-weather mats like the professional that you are, even if you're an enthusiast. This method not only cleans, but extends the life of your mats. It really does. A dressing rejuvenates plastic, and it won't become brittle and old, keeping them great, looking great, rather, for years to come, definitely. So remember, a little care goes a long way, and with these simple steps, you can take your mats, your all-weather mats, and your car's interior looking fresh and protected. So if you found this guide helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more car detailing tips, tricks, and product review videos. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions and if there's a specific detailing job you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.